Friends, welcome back to 64 Squares by Praveen, the place where we make chess easy and exciting. Today's video is all about something super fun and very useful, chess traps. I will show you three opening traps that you must know as a beginner so you don't fall into them and maybe catch your opponent instead. Okay, let's start. The first trap which we are going to discuss is about I think very well known, the scholars made. So we will start with the most common one. Here, let's open the game. White opens the game with pawn to e4. Black responds with pawn to e5. Now white plays queen to h5, attacking the f7 and e5 pawn. Black plays knight to c6, defending the pawn. White moves his bishop to c4, utilizing the first move, queen h5. Then black plays knight to f6. As soon as black plays knight to f6, white plays queen into f7. And we can see that it is a checkmate. The queen is defended by the bishop and the king has no way to escape. It's a checkmate, right? We can see how white tries to checkmate by early in the opening by using his queen and bishop, right? So we should always try to defend f7 and f2 point because these points are only defended by the king early in the opening. Also, we need to learn how to defend against an early queen attacks. Generally, bringing the queen early out in the game, it's not a good idea because when you start facing stronger opponents, it will backfire. Okay, now let's go on to the next trap here. The next trap, this one is clever. It's called the legal trap. So here again, white opens the game with e4, pawn to e5, knight to f3, pawn to d6, bishop to c4, then bishop to g4, pinning, creating a relative pin, knight to c3, and now black plays pawn to g6. We can see here black has moved his three pawns. So there are three pawn moves in the opening, right? And he has just developed one minor piece. After g6, white has already developed three minor pieces. And g6 is a very suspicious move, and white responds with knight into e5. A very surprising move. After knight takes e5, black is too greedy that he takes the queen. Okay, and after bishop takes d1, white responds with bishop into f7 check, king goes to e7, the only square, and then knight to d5 check, and it's a checkmate. A brilliant finish to the game, right? We can see that the bishop is defended by the knight. The knight is also controlling d7 square. Bishop is also helping by controlling the e8 square, and the knight on d5 is attacking the king as well as defending, guarding the f6 square, and it's a checkmate. This is a beautiful checkmate that sacrifices the queen. We saw how opponent was chasing the queen. He took the queen on d1 and then landed into a quick checkmate. So we should not be too greedy for the queen, and we should always watch out for hidden threats. Like here, white had this hidden threat of bishop into f7 idea. All right, now let's go on to the next trap. Now this trap is known as fishing pole trap. Okay, and this is from the black side. Here, white again opens the game with e4, then pawn to e5, and then knight to f3, and knight to c6. This one works well when your opponent castles kingside early. Knight to c6, then bishop to b5, okay, knight to f6, and here white castles short. And then black plays knight g4. Generally, it is not a good idea to move same piece again and again in the opening, and it is considered as a just a repetition and a bad strategy, as we just lose a lot of time in the opening. Here, white plays a very common move trying to kick the knight, which is very, I mean, possible here. We can play h3 and try to kick the knight. Surprisingly, black plays pawn to h5. Instead of defending the knight, black plays pawn to h5. And then white says pawn into g4, I'm going to take h into g4. And we can see that by this trap, okay, this trap uses the open h file to launch a surprise checkmate. After knight goes to e1, black plays queen to e1, threatening a checkmate on h2 and h1 in one move. If white tries to create an escape square with f3, black responds with pawn to g3. And now there is no way to prevent queen h2, queen h1 checkmate. right? So, what is the lesson from this trap? We should think twice before pushing pawns near our king, right? Like white played h3, and especially while taking that knight, because it was important to notice it opens up the h file, a queen comes to h4, and it just a checkmate. So, traps are a fun way to learn chess, but remember, you must understand the idea behind the moves, not just memorize. Okay, these traps actually teach you how to attack, how to defend, and most importantly, how to think. Okay, so friends, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button. And you can also comment below if you want me to cover more traps or tricks in the upcoming videos. This is just a beginning. Okay, let's keep learning this beautiful game of chess together. I hope you like the video. Okay, then let's meet in the next class, next video. Till then, bye bye.